Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Sean Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young,
but we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club. Hey, Sean.
What's up, Rebecca?
It's the month of love. It's February.
Just a touch of love, just a touch of love.
So we have a new download, a new resource guide for our Patreons and available on our shop. And we're going to talk about it.
It's all coming together just in time.
Just in time to welcome all the new clients that you are going to be onboarding.
In this abundant universe that we live in, we got to be ready to bring on our clients in a positive way to start creating that experience. We don't want to have their investment guides and procurement guides and all of this great stuff that we do. And then suddenly they join the project and it's like a mess of communication.
Tell me about it. Yeah, I do actually have a few projects that I'm onboarding. So this is really helpful because it's just like, okay, they signed, they paid. Now what? Just send this little doc out.
Yes.
So it's the client welcome guide. It's a Canva template that is fully customizable. But as per usual, we made sure that you had the actual copy written in it so you can not have to write a bunch of stuff.
That's our main thing, y'all. Like we don't want you to have to go and create and write and be a copywriter. And how do I say that? And does this sound nice? And no, we're trying to save you all of that time and energy, which is worth way more than the $100 purchase price that's on these in our shop right now.
And like, I am a much better editor than I am a from scratcher. So
I like that. Okay.
So feel free to put it in your own voice, of course, but like that's just going to be tweaking things here and there instead of just having a blinking cursor staring at you from a blank page.
And we coordinated this to our procurement guide template. So you're creating a similar visual identity. It's all going to feel like it's cohesive and it belongs to the same company. The main goal for us, I think, was sure, we do all of this communication in investment guides and we do proposals and contracts, but then everyone doesn't always immediately jump right into the project. And so it's that thought of like better to over communicate and over disclose and share multiple times so it really sinks in for people because it takes a long time for this information to really get to our clients.
And Sean and I always have little debates about what we should and shouldn't include because our processes are a little bit different.
Right.
But my process has a lot of like different pieces. So yeah, my proposal is in one software. My procurement guide is a download that you can get from my website. And I wanted to make sure I've had this experience with clients who feel like they can't get their hands back on something. And so I like having redundancies, like, okay, there's a little section in here of here's all the links to all the different things that we've talked about.
Right.
And you can make it generic if you want, or if you want to customize it for each client, you can put their actual proposal link in anything that's specific to the client.
Exactly.
Like, like I was imagining it was like a little folder, like a little folding folder.
An actual folder? A tangible folder?
Yeah. An actual folder, which kind of miss those days sometimes.
Well, yeah, because you just keep adding to it as you go through, and then you get to the end, and you're like, "Oh my God, everything's in here!" And you're like, "Great!" Like,
yeah, and you can get your hands on each piece of paper. So that's the kind of idea.
I mean, in theory, you could print this. I like the digital nature of it, but
no one really wants to print folders.
No one wants all of this, but we wanted to also help you as the hotties have like a preemptive strike on a couple things where you're like, hey, remember, here's a few things you need to know about the design process and about how we work and how things are going to go. So that way, no one feels like this was unexpected or unplanned for.
Yeah, or the things that might go wrong, just to level set and like give some expectations of what might happen down the road, as well as a one-stop shop of who to call and how to contact people on your team.
Yeah, a little bit of like rules of the road for getting in touch too. That way it's, again, multiple opportunities where they see this information, they know who's going to be their project lead and how they're going to do that. And we also carried over a project phases and milestones timeline. So I think this is just sort of that we keep referring to like the candy land of design, which is like, what's next? And this is a place that clients can see and refer to.
Yeah. And again, that can be something you update for each client where you're putting actual milestone dates that pertain to their project, or you can just keep it a general overview of this is about how many weeks this phase takes, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. And then we added this whole section that we're pulling from contractual terms, and this is all around payment and billing. So you guys will need to add to this, but we wanted there to be some places for disclosures, rules, and reminders all around what we care about a lot, our money. So that gets it put back in front of clients again. And we've written out a lot of details. If you don't have these things already laid out, this is your helpful place to like get them up to speed and make sure that you have planned for them.
Yeah, and definitely align it with your actual contract because some of these points should be contractual language as well.
Correct. And then our hope with all of it as we bring it together is that clients feel like they understand the professional approach, the strategic planning that you're bringing, and they have this sort of high touch experience of working with you of, oh, look how pro they are. They already have this done. It's already built. It's customized for me. And now I know what's happening next. Now I know that this money I like sent out into the abyss for my retainer or my deposits is going for this service. And it's all about elevating that level of professionalism.
And we've talked about this before, but I just think some people just take in information differently. So always have these conversations with people with your voice, but sometimes they need to also read it to really absorb it. Or there's a partner or another decision maker who maybe wasn't on that call. And this is an opportunity to get it under their nose too.
You got it. So this is in our shop.
Welcome those clients. Get those payments.
It's going to be a big year. It's still like everything's possible. It's only February. Like, let's get it together.
Let's do it right.
You got it.
Okay, that's a wrap on February. Thanks, hotties.
Thank you, hotties.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.